Hi, I'm Slime1970, and this is episode 3 of the exploration of my world, Beginia. In the previous episodes, we visited Sandpoint Watch and Sandpoint Depth, and today we're going to explore the Caverns of Sandpoint Depth. First, let's get past this fella. Got him. As we move from the hearth of Sandpoint Depth into the deployment area for the caverns, the first thing to note is the sheer massive scale of the area. It's been thoroughly carved out, even though many natural features, such as this lovely waterfall, still dot the landscape. Here's a look back towards the southern fortified wall of the hearth. Part of the danger is the sheer massive scale leaves a lot of dark spots for monsters to spawn. The mined works of the caverns stretch on for hundreds of meters in almost every direction. Let's jump from the mined works into the areas carved around natural caves and features. Here's another random chicken, no doubt looking for trouble. We've just entered one of the main fissures of the caverns. The walls are riddled with caves and tunnels and abandoned mine shafts. Because of the complexity of the tunnels, we're going to jump around to some of the more interesting features. These caverns were truly the economic engine that funded the expansion and settlement of Solemn. It was explored and exploited over millennia, often in difficult and dangerous circumstances. While dangerous, the caves interconnect and circle around so much that random exploration eventually leads to refuge. In this case, to another entrance to the hearth of Sandpoint Depth. It can still be a dangerous place, however, and it's best to be on guard and prepared to fight. There are also tourist attractions and holy shrines throughout the caverns. Here is the Shrine of the Zombie. There are also often temporary refuge areas throughout the caverns. Some of these temporary refuge areas, like this one, are better equipped than others. This one even has a wheat garden. Stairs can lead anywhere. This one leads toward the surface. Looks like it's raining. This one leads to a trap door just outside the main walls of Sandpoint Watch. Let's explore some more. The natural features of the caverns are often breathtaking, such as this lava fall, with a waterfall on the opposite side of the same room. Here's another temporary refuge area, though definitely more open and dangerous than the extravagance of the last one. Its appeal was this rare underground fishing hole. Here's another set of stairs leading to the surface. This time, to a lovely, secluded cove. It's definitely raining. Let's jump back into the caverns. Often there are tunnels that have been blocked off with a pane of glass left to notify passers that a tunnel exists. These have been blocked off for navigation, as they are either dead ends or have been fully mined out or circle around onto another passage. As I said, even though these caverns are quite safe, it's still important to be on guard. In fact, it can be a challenge just getting into the deployment cavern out of the door from the hearth of Sandpoint Depth. often random creatures wandering through the tunnels, like zombies, spiders, and creepers. And sometimes one encounters the reminders of past battlegrounds. Here's another temporary refuge chamber, lavish in contrast of the location. There are even carrot and wheat gardens, and a chicken coop in a side room. This was once a major industrial site, hinting at the amount of work required to explore the surroundings. There are even 4 furnaces here, and more than ample storage. This is one of the few temporary refuge sites that boasts a bed. It even has a quiet room with a contemplative fountain. Let's jump to another fissure that cuts a portion of the caverns. Above us is a viewing platform just off from the Shrine of the Zombie, which we visited earlier. As you can see, lava and waterfalls are abundant. Here's some lava. And some more. I wonder what's up these stairs. Oh, some more lava. Delightful. On that note, let's start out from this lava lake and visit another location hidden within the caverns. The Shrine of the Skeleton. There are several shrines and holy sites across Beginia, some celebrating hard-fought victories over danger, some stark reminders of deadly encounters. The Shrine of the Skeleton marks the location of a series of difficult battles in the history of Solemn. The names of those lost can be seen to this day in the Great Hall of the Fallen in Huldstrang Manor. Again, often in seemingly random places along corridors are temporary refuge areas, with storage and crafting table, sometimes a furnace, and sometimes decorated somehow to juxtapose an aesthetic value onto the bland stone walls. While the tunnels are confusing and extensive, it seems that sooner or later we stumble back into the proximity of the deployment cavern. Let's take this opportunity to get back to the safety of the enclosure of the hearth. I'll finish our tour of the Caverns of Sandpoint Depth here, but before I go, earlier we visited a well-provisioned temporary refuge area, and I'm wondering what I should name that location. Leave your answers in the comments below, and eventually I'll pick one. This concludes our visit to the Caverns of Sandpoint Depth. I hope you enjoyed the visit to Beginia with me. Be sure to visit slime1970.ca for more. This is Slime1970 signing off. Hope you're having a great day.